Welcome back to the show. My next guest's organization helps develop the next generation of researchers, and to tell us how they go about doing that, I'm joined by John Hepburn. He is the CEO of Mitacs, a national innovation organization. Welcome to the show, John. Great to have you here. And, Mitacs, it's been around since 1999, but perhaps for many people, they're not familiar with your organization. Tell us a little bit about what you do, John.
Yeah, so first of all, I have to correct a misinterpretation that Mitacs is spelled M-I-T-A-C-S. We're not an accounting firm. So we started off life, and actually the acronym comes from our origins as an academic network of mathematicians and computer scientists, information technologists. About a few years after we were established as an academic network, a bunch of university researchers and grad students working on research problems, we decided that this was too good to keep within the university. And so we started arranging for internships. So PhD students would get experience outside of their classrooms and laboratories, and they would work with industry to solve problems based on what they knew as graduate students. So smart people working between the university and industry, solving problems for industry. And we've been doing that for 20 years.
And you must have seen a lot of change over those 20 years. John, what sort of changes have you seen and have you developed over the years?
Me personally, no, I'll talk about Mitacs. I've gotten older. But Mitacs, we started off 20 years ago as a sort of a pilot. Like, this is an interesting idea. And it kind of caught fire and took off. We got increased funding from governments, Ontario government funds us very generously, but all the governments in Canada, provincial and federal. And we sort of doubled in size every 3 years. And so we started with a few interns, clever idea. We'll do 21,000 this year.
Wow.
There's a lot of demand for these people. They're smart people. The students love it. The professors love it because they get exposure to industrial problems. And industry obviously loves it because it's a source of talent for them. And it's also a source of problem solving. So it works, everybody benefits.
Yeah, and I guess the important part is for someone that's doing an internship, John, is finding that right fit. And is that part of your purpose too, is to make sure you find the perfect fit for that, not only for the individual, but for the business as well?
Absolutely. And so what we have is a whole network across, we're a national organization, first of all. So we work from St. John's on through to Victoria and places in between. We have over 100 business development advisors, and they work between the universities and industry, and we also work with not-for-profits and hospitals and municipalities, but basically non-academic partners. And the business development people, they understand what's going on at the university, but they also understand what the problems are out in society. And so they're the ones who do the matchmaking.
And John, yeah, you mentioned, the education system, because I think when people think internships, they immediately go to, well, that's probably done through the university. We have co-op students here, that work with us at Rogers TV. Why the need outside of, sort of academia?
Well, it's first of all, we're a not-for-profit, and the universities are, in fact, our members. So obviously we pay close attention to what the universities want and need. I was a faculty member in my previous life at University of Waterloo for almost 2 decades. And so I understand the co-op system. And that's students leave the university and they go work in industry for 4 months, and then they come back to the university. The difference is, first of all, we're typically working with more advanced students, graduates, masters, PhD, postdoctoral. We do work with undergraduates as well, but most of the work is with advanced students. And they divide their time between the universities. So they never actually leave the university. And it's the work that they do in industry is part of their academic program, and we're very careful about making sure that that's the case. We also subject our projects to peer review, and so they're all reviewed to make sure that they're truly top quality projects.
I imagine, John, a lot of successes over the years. Do you see a lot of these internships turn into full-time jobs?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Most students, even graduating at the PhD level, in fact, get jobs outside of academia. I mean, I was a professor, but most are not. Some of the higher tech companies, 1Qubit in Vancouver, where I come from, a quantum computing company, 1/3 of their PhD level workforce are former Mitacs interns.
Wow. That's impressive.
My computer just told me my battery's running low. So that
What's
could end,
with the
that could
two
end the interview
Johns on
very
the show?
abruptly.
You two Johns on the
Just,
show today, not checking your battery
look,
levels.
I'm an experimental physicist, and I don't forget that I need electricity for my computer. What can I say?
I love it. What about opportunities here in Ottawa? John, can you share some with us?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We expect to do over 1,000 internships in Ottawa. Obviously, Ottawa is a tech center, but it's also a center for all sorts of things. And so our students work in a whole variety of industries. We work in all disciplines. So we started as mathematics and information technology, but now we work from humanities on through to, physics, just to use that. Most of the students are in technical areas, but we have social science, social innovation projects. Ottawa is a big source of business for us, and we function as a business. We have to, we don't get paid if we don't deliver internships.
Right,
Governments, they're very fussy about that. If they give us money to support internships, strangely, they want us to actually deliver internships.
They want a return on investment, the government? Are you kidding?
They seem to. It all surprises me that they don't give us money just to have fun. So we work hard, and we're as responsible as we can be with half. About 60% of our funding comes from provincial and federal governments. As I say, we love Ontario. They fund us generously, but so do the other 9 provinces.
What about the application process? Well, what does that look like? If somebody's watching right now or they know of someone that would be interested, how do they go about applying?
The best thing is to go to our website, MITACS. You can see Mitacs in the background on the wall there. So mitacs.ca. There you'll find the name of a business development advisor who is in your region. We have several in Ottawa. And I would suggest get in touch with them. And the application process is actually part of their job. These 100 and some people is to help with the application process. Students can also go online and look. Often we find an industry problem, but don't have a student to solve it. And so there is part of our website where we're looking for smart kids to work on these projects.
Wonderful. A great opportunity, as you mentioned earlier. John, thanks so much for joining us today. Really appreciate it. And make sure you charge up that computer of yours.
It'll die in about 5 minutes. So, okay. but I think we're coming to an end, so we're okay.
All right. Take care, John. Thanks again. All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Daytime Ottawa right after this.